Let's talk about Chapter 7, Quality Organizations. In Chapter 7, we are going to focus on the company. Why do companies exist? Companies exist because they have an idea and they believe that they can take raw inputs such as materials, raw foods, skill from individuals, and that they can put it together into something that's of value to end customers. Now, we call this process the value adding process. And as you study management, you should go over this process in great detail. Now, the fact of the matter is you take the raw inputs and you add value and you have a finished product that's worth more than the raw inputs were worth. So in order to be able to do this, you have to have productive employees. You have to have employees that are, one, on board as far as what the goal is and how it's going to be accomplished, and who are acting ethically and are competent in doing a good job. This all falls under the umbrella of productivity, and it's important to an organization to have productive employees. Now, the first area that we need to look at is we should look at directional statements. Directional statements is going back to the statement I just made about making sure that the employees are on board. When a company begins, they have an idea of what makes them different from the rest of the companies that they're competing with. Maybe it's an auto shop and they open because they may not have better mechanics than the other auto shops, but they feel that customers are taken advantage of, and so they want to put customers first and they want the customers to be able to trust them. Now, if this is what's important to the company, the owner can convey this to everyone who they hire, or they can write it down and make it what we call a mission statement. The mission statement is a directional statement, and the mission statement is a statement of purpose, meaning what is the purpose of the organization? What is it that they intend to do, and how are they going to do it? Now, the next directional statement, which not all companies have, is what we call a vision statement. Especially for large organizations that tend to be growing quite a bit, or an organization that has big plans for the future, they need to have a vision statement. The vision statement is where do we see ourselves going in the future. So it sets a goal, but it makes that goal known to everyone in the organization, and often vision statements are published and they're available to people outside of the organization. Remember when we were working on our job search materials, when we were working on our interview questions and our resumes and our cover letters, we went online to different websites like Blizzard Entertainment and New Mexico State University and Doñana Community College and looked at their mission statement and their vision statement and also their value statement. The mission statement told us who the company was and what their goal was. The vision statement told us what they wanted to be in the future and how this was going to be accomplished. The other statement is what we call a value statement. Value statements have become very common because we've had a recent trend in being environmentally sound. Also, after the Enron incident, we saw a big trend in ethical business practices. And so a lot of companies started using value statements to tell employees as well as the outside world, here's what's important to us. We are going to adhere to these standards. These are our company values. And so value statements are very specific, and they say we are only going to use renewable energy in operating this company. And it may cost them more money, but other customers will be attracted to that and will be willing to pay more for the product. So the value statement is telling what's important to the company as far as standards they're going to uphold. Now, we should also talk about strategy. Strategy is the game plan. Strategy is how are we going to get this done. So strategy goes down to smaller parts, and it says what steps do we need to take in order to support our mission, achieve our vision for the future, and to utilize our values. So the strategies are actual procedures that are going to be carried out by the employees. It's the game plan for how to achieve. So the strategies are typically that didn't sound right. They are typically developed by the board of directors or the owners of the company, and then they convey them to managers, and the managers then make sure that the employees are carrying out these strategies in order to achieve the company's goals. So strategies are incredibly important. They're the steps or the game plan for how to be successful, how to make a profit for the organization. So in order for employees to be productive, it's really helpful if they have these directional statements so that they are clear on what the goal is, and they can check their actions and make sure that they are supporting the goal.